Look, as a Madrid fan, this one properly hurts. We're watching one of Brazil's brightest talents get destroyed right before our eyes, Endrick Felipe, a kid who arrived at the Bernabeu with 60,000 fans chanting his name. Today, he's in Lyon on loan because we couldn't work out what to do with him. 60 million quid spent, the iconic number 9 on his back, and what did we give him? 99 minutes across an entire season. That's not even 2 full matches. This isn't poor management, this is systematic destruction of talent. To understand what Madrid are wasting, you need to know where Endrick came from. Born in Taguatinga, a rough part of Brasilia, his childhood was proper struggle. His dad left when he was 11 to chase a failing football dream. His mum was unemployed. They became homeless. Endrick and his siblings lived in a São Paulo orphanage for 6 months. When his father returned, both parents worked at a metro cafe just to survive. Eventually, his dad got a job as a janitor at Palmeiras. That was the lifeline. At 4 years old, Endrick showed frightening ability. His father uploaded videos to YouTube hoping someone would notice. They did. São Paulo, Corinthians, Santos all came calling. Every deal collapsed because the family couldn't afford to relocate. Then Palmeiras stepped in properly. They paid for accommodation, gave his dad steady work. At 11, Endrick joined their academy. What followed was extraordinary. In 5 years at Palmeiras youth level, he scored 165 goals in 169 matches. At 16, he'd broken every youth scoring record. In 2022, at the Copa São Paulo, Brazil's biggest youth tournament, he banged in 8 goals in 7 matches. One player of the tournament led Palmeiras to their first ever title. Europe's giants immediately circled. His senior debut came at 16 years, 2 months, 16 days. Palmeiras' youngest ever. He scored his first goals weeks later, becoming the second youngest scorer in Brazilian league history. He helped Palmeiras win back-to-back Brasileirão titles, becoming the youngest ever to achieve that. Before turning 18, he'd scored more league goals than Neymar had at the same age. His crowning moment, match against Botafogo, Palmeiras losing 3-0. Endrick scored twice, added an assist, dragged them to comeback victory. Pure mentality. What makes him lethal? Let's talk about what makes Endrick special. He's a classic number 9 with modern athleticism. Inside the box, his finishing is surgical. He places shots away from keepers with remarkable composure. His powerful lower body generates rockets from distance. Defenders struggle when he opens his hips for a shot. His first La Liga goal against Valladolid showed everything. Double marked, back to goal, he exploded like peak Ronaldo. Created space, smashed it across the keeper. His Champions League debut goal against Stuttgart was brilliant. Picked up the ball in his own half, carried it at pace, unleashed a thunderbolt. At 18 years and 58 days, he became Madrid's youngest ever European Cup scorer, breaking Raul's 1995 record. His technical ability is underrated. Against Celta Vigo in Copa del Rey, ball stuck between his legs inside the 6-yard box, surrounded by defenders and keeper. He pulled out a cheeky backheel to score. That's elite intelligence. When given consistent minutes in the 2024-25 Copa del Rey, he was lethal. 5 goals in 6 matches, scored in every round. First Madrid player since Ronaldo to hit 5 or more Copa goals in one campaign. His off-ball movement is dangerous. He's constantly moving before receiving. Incredibly difficult to track. In transitions, his pace becomes decisive. Despite being 173 cm, his aerial ability is surprisingly good. He's got explosive power, confidence, proper work rate. He tracks back, presses hard, doesn't hesitate in duels. That's rare for a young striker. The Ancelotti era, where it went wrong. Summer 2024, Endrick arrives with massive expectations. He scored on his La Liga debut, Champions League debut, Copa debut. Every time Ancelotti threw him on, something happened. But here's the problem. He only got a few minutes here and there. Ancelotti has never trusted youth, said prospects had to warm the bench until they became undisputed starters. Modern football doesn't work like that. Young players need minutes to develop, not just training and 5-minute cameos. Endrick made 37 appearances his first season, but most were brief substitutions. He still managed 7 goals, same as Rodrigo's first season, more than Vinicius. Then disaster struck in May. Hamstring injury kept him out for months, ruled him out of the Club World Cup. While teammates flew to America with new boss Xabi Alonso, Endrick stayed in Spain rehabbing alone, doing 3 sessions daily. During the Club World Cup, Gonzalo Garcia won the Golden Boot with 4 goals. Brilliant for Garcia, catastrophic for Endrick. When Endrick finally joined the squad in late June, he suffered recurrence of the same hamstring in his first training session back. Devastating timing. When Alonso replaced Ancelotti, fans had hope. Alonso developed Wirtz at Leverkusen. Surely he'd give Endrick a chance. Instead, things got worse. After returning to fitness in September, Endrick made the bench against Espanyol, then became unused substitute in 6 consecutive matches. By October, it had been 154 days since he'd played competitive football. His frustration was visible. Reports claim he angrily kicked a water bottle when Alonso brought on Garcia instead of him in stoppage time. Here's what's scandalous. Madrid's attacking output beyond Mbappe has been dire. Mbappe's got 28 goals, but Vinicius had just 5 goals in 23 matches at one point. Rodrigo had 2 goals in 20 games, enduring a 35-match drought, worst ever for a Madrid forward. Madrid's entire forward line, excluding Mbappe, combined for just 9 goals all season at one stage. Bellingham, a midfielder, was outscoring forwards. When asked about Endrick, Alonso said he'd like him to have played already, but situations in matches have been tight. That's nonsense. When Madrid desperately needed goals, Endrick was right there, match after match, ignored. In private conversation with Florentino Perez, Alonso was honest. He said Endrick is still green for the pace and tactical demands. Doesn't question his talent or attitude, but believes he's not ready. With Mbappe as starter and Garcia providing a complementary profile, there isn't space without risking team performance. When Endrick finally got brief cameos, 11 minutes against City where he smashed a header off the bar, 77 minutes against Talavera where he put Mbappe through twice, he showed he could impact matches. Yet Alonso kept overlooking him. Final insult, got sent off from the bench at Celta without playing, missing his last possible match before Lyon. The Brazil nightmare lack of club minutes destroyed his international career. After scoring in 3 consecutive Brazil matches in March 2024, including that historic Wembley goal, he was riding high. Then Ancelotti took over as Brazil manager in May 2025. Without regular club football, Ancelotti stopped calling him up. 3 straight windows without selection. In a heartbreaking interview with Romario, Endrick admitted, "What goes through my head a lot is that I'm afraid I won't be in the 2026 World Cup. Of course, it's difficult being in the biggest club with the best players and not having opportunity to play, but whenever I play, I can show my game to be in the national team." That fear is genuine. With the World Cup months away, every week on Madrid's bench makes it harder. Ancelotti confirmed Endrick needs playing time to feature for Brazil, but how can he get that when his club won't give him a chance? Lyon secured Endrick on loan until June 2026. Madrid received $1 million, Lyon covering half wages. No buy option. Manager Fonseca promised a leading role. His debut came today in Coupe de France against Lille. Fonseca praised his speed, dribbling, technical quality, confirmed he's motivated, though not ready for full 90 minutes yet. Endrick broke Lyon's social media records with his announcement. He said, "Christmas has come early." The move makes sense. Lyon's history with Brazilians, Juninho, Paquetá, Bruno Guimaraes, influenced his decision. With Lacazette gone and Satriano struggling, the path to starts looks clear, but it should never have reached this point. Multiple failures created this disaster. Firstly, shocking timing. Signing Endrick the same summer as Mbappe, when Vinicius and Rodrigo were established, created an impossible logjam. Secondly, both managers showed bizarre reluctance to trust him in low-stakes matches. When Madrid cried out for goals, Endrick was right there, ignored. Thirdly, communication was dreadful. If the plan was always to loan him, why not in summer? Why give him the sacred number 9 worn by Di Stefano, Ronaldo, Benzema, then freeze him out? That's cruel. Finally, injury management deserves scrutiny. Hamstring injury returned, immediate recurrence in first training. Either rehabilitation wasn't thorough or medical staff cleared him too early, cost him the Club World Cup. Reports say in conversation between Alonso and Florentino, the message was clear. Endrick won't play until January. Priority is protecting his physical integrity. Madrid closed agreement with Lyon for 6 months. French club fully covering salary with compensation if he doesn't meet minimum minutes. Most importantly, no purchase option. Madrid wants him to grow, but doesn't want to lose him. I'll always support Madrid, but I cannot defend how we've treated Endrick. We took a player scoring at Wembley, conquering Brazil, and reduced him to a frustrated teenager who hasn't kicked a ball in months. £60 million, the sacred number 9, told the world he was our future, then stuck him on the bench and forgot he existed. Endrick still has time. He's only 19. If he tears League One apart, this could become a footnote, but it could also be the beginning of the end. He's told everyone at Madrid he'll return and succeed, viewing his story in Spain as far from over. For Madrid, letting Endrick leave whilst desperately short of goals is insane. One Mbappe injury could see everything collapse, but Alonso understands. Endrick needs playing time. I understand why he made that decision. Real Madrid does a great job with players who develop at other clubs. If that allows him to grow, we'll follow him closely. The ball's at Madrid's feet. Let's see if we've got the intelligence to play it properly when he returns. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Real Football, smash the like button, drop your thoughts in comments. Do Madrid deserve criticism? Let's discuss. Cheers for watching.